Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019. Today is an abbreviated session in the market. We close in 1 hour, so this is the last hour of the trading day today. Kind of strange being and doing this early, but I apologize. I didn't mention this on yesterday's live stream that we're going to have half a day, so I apologize to those people that are going to show up today in the regular last hour of the market, and we won't be here. So I do apologize for that, but hopefully if you can't make it in real time, you'll be able to watch the replay. So anyway, I hope everyone's doing well out there. We have the 4th of July tomorrow, so I hope everybody has a great 4th of July and has fun and spends time with their family and all that. So all right, so we're having a nice day today. The Dow Jones is up 135 points, the Nasdaq's up 47.50, and the S&P is up 18 points. So it is a nice day all around. We're having a good day. So the plan for today is, first of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to go through when I bought them, why I bought them, and then how I'm going to manage them going forward. And then when we're done with that, we're going to do a little bit on trader psychology, a few minutes on trader psychology. And then we're going to go take a look through my watch list. We're going to look at each stock. We're going to go through each one and look for support, resistance level. We're going to analyze moving averages. We're going to analyze RSI levels. We're going to analyze ATR channels. And if we find something good at the end of the day, then I'm going to go ahead and buy that at the end of the day. If we have something good, not sure. So we'll go through there and we'll take a look and see if there is something good. All right. And then after that, after the market closes, if anyone has any questions about what I've discussed today, if you're not clear, don't be shy. Just go ahead and put it in the chat. Put your questions in the chat, and I'll try to clarify. Or if you have any stock symbols that you'd like me to look at, please let me know, and I'd be happy to do that as well. So that's the plan for today. And hold tight. I'll be right back. Let's play the legal disclaimer. It's about 40 seconds, so be right back.
This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much.
Okay. Hey, we do have some people here. I'm glad. Hey, Mount Doji, how you doing? Hey, Andy, how you doing? Hey, I'm glad you guys made it. I wasn't sure. I honestly did not realize it was a half day until last night. And I went, oh man, what am I going to do? Am I going to do the live stream at the regular time and just basically in past tense, or am I going to do it in the last hour of the market? But I guess we do this in the last hour of the market. So here we go. Had a major emergency this morning. I got up and the water in my house was off. They're doing something in the neighborhood. And I thought, okay, well, that's no big deal, until I went to make my coffee and I had no water to make my coffee, which was a major issue. So hopefully I'll be able to get through this today without any coffee in my system. So if I don't, I apologize. I will do my best sans coffee. So, okay. Well, let's go through, take a look at the current positions, everyone. All right, so Google. I did buy Google yesterday. Here, I guess I should put my little arrow right there. I did buy it yesterday at $1,100.40, and I bought that because As I mentioned yesterday, we had a 1030 SMA cross, and that's a good back-tested approach for Google, a good mechanical system. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm not going to trade this mechanically. I'm just using the 1030 as my entry because, if you follow a long-term moving average crossover system correctly, then you're going to have to hold through earnings. So I don't hold through earnings, and so I just use the 1030 cross as my entry, but I'm going to go ahead and manage this discretionarily from here on out. So did have a good, we have had a good day so far today. We did hit one profit target up here at 1120.99. But because it's a discretionary trade, everyone, I don't like that we have earlier today we rejected the 200-day. So because this is the discretionary trade, and because we actually also took out that fractal back here on the 21st of June, and now we're underneath it. So at the moment, who knows where it's going to close, but at the moment it did go higher than the previous high, and currently it is lower. So technically at this point it is a false breakout to the upside, and it also rejected the 200-day. So if this closes back above the 200-day, I will keep this. However, if it closes under the 200-day today, I'm going to go ahead and just take this trade because it rejected the 200-day above it. So, on Friday, if it closes back above, then I'll buy it again, because then I have a good level underneath me of the 200 to key off of, and that will keep my risk to reward in good shape. So I hope that makes sense. But right now, if it closed here because it rejected the 200-day, I'll go ahead, just take a one-day trade on that. But if it does close above the 200, I will go ahead and just keep it. So hope that makes sense. All right, IWM. I did purchase this back here on the 28th of June because we had the 1050 SMA cross. Now, this is a robot trade. This is a mechanical trade because it's an index, not a stock. So I can hold this for a longer term. So, but we did buy it back here at 155.88. Next day it gapped up. We hit a couple profit targets, locked that in, took about 20% of the position off. Next day immediately went back down against us, and then today it is moved up. It is moving up again for us. So I am going to keep this trade mechanically unless if it keeps going up, I phase out of shares, up until I run out of shares, and then that's when I'll be done with the trade. Or if the 10 crosses back below the 50, that will be my exit. I only took a half a position size on this just because of where the entry was. It's a mechanical system, but I discretionarily changed my position size because I didn't quite like where it was at the time. But nonetheless, we are in the money on this trade. We did hit one profit target today, which is nice. So we take a few chips off the table. So going forward, I will keep in this trade. I will phase out all the way until I'm out of shares if it continues to move up, or I will get out of the trade, exit the trade when the 10 crosses back below the 50. All right, Coca-Cola. So I did buy Coca-Cola back here on the 1st of July, and the reason I bought it is because we made a higher high. We came back down into the value zone. We caught some support for a couple days. The next day went down, reversed back up. So this is an example of a V2. Here's day 1, here's day 2, here's day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1, and then day 3 closes above day one. Normally I'm an end of day trader, but in this particular case, I did buy it intraday here at 51.20. And using V1s, V2s, you can buy them intraday. You don't have to wait till the end of the day. Generally, I like to wait till the end of the day because I get better confirmation. But sometimes if you wait till the end of the day, you have to pay a little higher price. But the advantage of that is that you do get confirmation, because I could have bought this here intraday and then it could have failed on me and I would have taken a loss. Whereas if I would have waited till the end of the day, I would have never gotten into the trade. So there's a catch-22, to any trade. But in this particular case, I did like how it was forming, so I did buy it intraday at 51.20. You can see it's moved up nicely. We did hit one profit target today. I'd like you to pay attention here to this previous high. Do you see how intraday here we broke out to a new high? Currently, we were under that high. So that does concern me, because this is considered technically a false breakout to the upside and then back into the range. So this pink line here, 52.20, that's the high of the previous high. So if we do close below this today, I'm going to go ahead, just lock in the profit, call it a good 2-day trade. It's been a really nice trade, and I will go ahead and just lock in profits. If it closes back up into the new range, however, I will keep this and continue to use and continue to hold this. But we'll just have to see. Right now it's right about there on the bubble, so we'll just have to see where this closes today, make my decision from there. Okay, PayPal. So I did buy PayPal back here on the 28th of June, and the reason I bought it is we had a V2 entry signal preceded by a nice move up. You can see we hit the third ATR channel. We came back down, which is no big deal. It's totally to be expected. You go up above value, you come back into value, and we came back into value. The bar started to narrow, held some support, showed that there was no more supply coming into the market, and then this bar here washed out the previous bar, which is what I'm looking for, but it did not close back above, so it wasn't a V1, and the next day it closed back above. So again, we move up over the value zone, we come back into the value zone, we move sidewards, we spike down, we test these prices down here. There were no more sellers there because the market immediately reversed back up, showing us that sellers were not interested. And so if you're going to get into a long trade, it's important to know that the market just recently tested a level and did not like it. That's one of the reasons why I really like V1, V2 entries, because you're only going to get into the trade if you see that the market has rejected previous lows and reverses back up. So it's going in the direction that you want it to. So I did buy here at 114.59, and you can see it's moved up nicely. Hit a couple profit targets, if not 3. I can't remember now. This looks like it might be a 3 profit target, but it was 2 or 3 profit targets. Then yesterday went down, closed back up. I can't remember. I think I did hit 1 profit target yesterday, and I hit another profit target today. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm out of about 40% of this position here at this point. Everything looks fine. There's really nothing that's concerning me here, because it's now pulled away from my entry point. At this point, I probably will start trailing it, possibly using a close below the previous day's low as a stop, or a close below the 5-day moving average as a stop. But this has been a really nice trade. Okay, SPY. All right, so you know the routine. I'm going to go through quickly why I entered this trade. I do buy the SPY each day at the end of the day, and the reason I do it is based upon this study. from at Bespoke Invest. And since 1993, if you would have bought the SPY on the open in the morning, sold it on the close in the afternoon each day from 1993, you actually would have returned a negative 5.2%. But if you did the opposite and you bought at the close in the afternoon, you sold on the open in the morning, the next day you would have returned 568%, meaning more than all performance in the S&P came in after hours trading. People bid it up in the aftermarket, they bid it up in the pre-market, and they sell into it in the morning. So, it's a really powerful study. You can see the green line here is the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning. The red is the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. Clear winner, right? So I want to use data like this to my advantage. So I will buy the S&P again today at the end of the market, and I'll sell it again Friday at the close. So, there's a lot of day traders out there, and I wish they could see this chart and understand this, because this clearly shows that the biggest moves come in after hours, not during the day. And also, if you hold any position overnight, just de facto, it does give you an edge. I know it's scary to hold overnight. I understand that. That's why it's important to position size correctly. But holding overnight does give you an edge. You want to be careful. There are drawdowns for a significant amount of time. So, you always want to position size correctly, conservatively, so that if you do run into a drawdown, it's not going to affect you too much financially and emotionally. So I take a 10% position size each day. And so this is basically like a long-term hold, but it's just something I get in and get out of each day. All right. So with that said, you can see I did buy the S&P yesterday at 296.22, and I sold it this morning for 297.19. So another nice profit overnight. It has gone up quite a bit since then, but that's okay. Sometimes you get the best of it, sometimes you don't. But you can tell from the back study that most of the time you do get the best of this. But hit an all-time high in my account based using this trade today. So pretty nice. I will be buying this. And by the way, you can use what's called the MOC order, which is a market on close order, if your broker allows for that. So you can put your order in to buy the SPY at the end of the day, anytime during the day, and just gives you one less thing you have to do at the end of the market. But then, of course, you need to go in and put your order in to sell it the next morning. So anyway, another nice trade on S&P today with the overnight trade. Okay, Verizon. So I did buy Verizon yesterday at 57.96 because we did make a higher high here. We came back into the value zone. We moved sideways for a couple days. We spiked down and reversed. So here's day one, here's day two, here's day three. Day two washes out day one. Day three closes above day one's close. Now, obviously, I wish I would have bought this one intraday like I did on Coca-Cola, but I waited till the end of the day for confirmation. So it is a nice V2 triggered in the value zone. Now, because of this large bar, I only took a half of position size. And my thought was, I'm going to wait until, if it keeps going up, great. I'll just phase out as normal. If it closes deeper on the next day, but still holding the halfway of this large bar here, I'll just go ahead and add my second half of my position. You don't want to add to losing positions, but the difference with this trade, it's intent. My intent is I'm only going to take a half position, and if it comes back, holds that halfway point, I'll add my second position. That's different than if I would have taken a full position and then it went down and added another full position. That would be averaging a loser. That's definitely something that you don't want to do. But on this trade, it was my intent to only take half, and if it comes back and still shows that it can hold the halfway mark, if it had closed down here today, I would not have done it because it closed below the halfway mark. It's important, you know, the halfway mark of a large bar does hold some intrinsic value from a Fibonacci standpoint. So anyway, we'll see where this closes. If it closes somewhere down in here, I will add another position. If it closed up here, I don't think I would add my second position because it's not enough of a discount, and I'll just have to be happy with my half position. So I do like this pattern. I do like this strong bar. Came on strong volume. So long term here, and when I mean long term, you know, maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, this does look bullish to me. But looking at it day to day, I felt like it was a little overbought, and I was chasing if I added the whole position. So I hope that makes sense. Hey, we do have 8 viewers today. That's great. I wasn't sure because of the time change if we were going to have anything. Okay, and then lastly, Etsy. Now, I did sell a put on Etsy, and I sold it down here at the $55 level, which basically means if by July 19th, if the price stays above the $55 level, I will get my entire premium that I received for selling the put. So, you know, you might ask yourself, why did you choose the $55 level? And I'll tell you. So when I sell a put, I like to pick a price that finds some support from moving averages or RSIs across multiple time frames. So on the monthly, there should be some support at that one ATR channel. So the $55 price does line up with support on the monthly at the $55 channel. On the weekly, the $55 price lines up with support at the 50-week moving average. And on the daily, the $55 mark does line up at the 30 RSI. So you can see I do have some points of reference across multiple time frames that show me that $55 should find some support there. So if it goes down here, I'm going to be responsible for buying at $55, but actually I don't mind that because that's where I would want to buy anyway. So essentially selling a put pays me a premium to wait to get to the price that I actually want to buy at. Now, you know, selling puts can be dangerous. You have to be careful. I use a small position size. I'm very selective, but it is one of my profit centers in trading. So, yeah. So, I mean, I don't want it to come down here. I actually just want it to expire worthless. Currently, right now, I almost have 80% of the premium that I was going to get. So if within the first half of the holding period, if I get 80% of the premium, I'll just go ahead and take this off, and I won't have to wait till July 17th. I actually have an order in now, a limit order. So if I get filled on that today, I will be out. But, you know, what was the other? AMD. I did that with AMD. So anyway, these have been really great. You know, if you're want more explanations on selling puts, let me know. But do keep in mind, you know, it can be a dangerous proposition. So like any trade, you want to, you know, use a small position size and really put some time and energy into picking your strike prices. So, all right. So that's that. Let me take a real quick look. Yeah, the Dow's up 141. All right. So yeah, good day today. Yep, hit another yearly high in the account today. Well, I should knock on wood because we don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day, do we? Okay, so before we get on to going through the watch list, I wanted to show you quickly. I did see this Muthkaranan. I butcher that. I'm sorry, sir. But Twitter handle at DMUTHUK. I do like his post. He posts good, helpful sayings and information. So you might want to look that up at DMUTHUK. But yeah, he does post good stuff. So take a look. But, simple, short and simple. But the more certain you are, the less you're thinking about risk. And that really resonated with me because, back to TLT, I had a lot of hope for TLT because it did have a really nice formation. Here we have a high, we came down, we made a higher high, we had a bearish divergence, meaning that even though this high is higher than the previous high, the MACD bars did not support that. So that is a bearish setup. I didn't short here. I was waiting for the first reaction rally back up that failed. And this is where I went short because of a V2, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washes out day 1, day 2 closes below day 1. That was my entry point. This, you take this trade 100 times, it's probably going to be a profitable trade somewhere between 65 and 70 times out of 100. So I did have a lot of hope for this trade. And you can see it immediately went against me, then it went down my way. I did scale out a little bit, and then yesterday it moved back up. It hit my stop, and I got out, luckily, right? Because today it's up again. But the point is, back to this saying, I had a lot of hope for that trade. So, I could have talked myself in, instead of shorting a half a position, to shorting a full position, but I did not. Because I had to follow my rules. And I could have said, well, I'll give it one more day, see what happens. But I didn't because I was following my rules. But the point here, the more you're certain, the less you think about risk. And it's so true. No matter how good the setup looks, always think about risk first. I mean, the first thing I always think about any trade, anything. What is the risk? What is the risk? What is the risk? Because it's nice to make money, but it's nicer not to lose money. So please remember that. If you get all excited about a trade, everything looks good, you're thinking more about the money you're going to make than the possible risks. So I thought that was a really good saying, and I did want to share it with you, and check out his channel. So anyway, hope that helps. All right. All right, well, let's go down, take a look, and see what's happening today. Apple's having a nice day. Just to point out, this was the previous high. This point here was the previous resistance. A few days ago, we did gap up above it. Looks like it closed right at the line, but now we've had 2 days where we've held above into this new range. So that is a good sign for Apple. It's a 65.90, too high for me to buy here today, but those of you who have Apple, congratulations. Hope that keeps going up for you. Advanced micro devices, nothing on this today. We did make a higher high here, coming back into the value zone. I'd like to see this move sideways for a while, and surprise, surprise, I'd like to look for a V1 or a V2 entry to get me triggered back long into the trade. Amazon, we broke out to a newer, not all-time high, but we did break out of the range. I was waiting for it to come back into the value zone, but it has not let me in. I did take this trade back here on the 14th of June for a couple day trade. We had a crossover. Yeah, we had a 550 SMA crossover back here. That's why I took the trade. Had a nice 2-day trade on this. I exited here for 2 reasons. 1, I didn't like the price action of this bar. And then 2, we had the Fed meeting the next day. So it was a nice 2-day trade based upon the 550 SMA entry point. If I were trading this mechanically, I would still be in at a higher price, right? But It was not a mechanical robot trade. It was just, I used the 550 as my entry point, and then I discretionarily got out of it because of the price action and because of the Fed meeting. So nothing on Amazon today. Boeing, well, we had that nice move up. We did move sideways. We caught support at the 200-day, but then the next day it blasted down through it. They're buyers at the 200-day. That's why a lot of times you bounce there. But if it slices right down through it, closes below, that means that the buyers at the 200-day were still not strong enough to hold it up. So, always look at the 200. See what's going on with the 200. Is the price above or below? It's one of the first things I look at. So here we are starting to find some support. There's not a whole lot more supply coming in at the moment. We still are in the channel. Friday, if Friday we stabbed down or reversed back up and created a V1 which would still be inside the value zone here, I would possibly take a V1 or V2 trigger to the long side because we still are in the channel. But that's yet to be determined. We'll have to see what happens. So nothing on Boeing today. Alibaba. We were able to close above the third ATR channel, which is strong today. It looks like it's struggling a little bit, so nothing there today. This would have been a good entry with this higher low. See how this low here is higher than this low, close back above the 200. Excuse me. I would have taken this trade here, but I didn't because in a couple days we had the Fed meeting, so that prohibited me from getting in this trade, but it has moved nicely up. So if you're in this today, congratulations. Well, it's down a little today, but if you took it back here with this break above the 200, congratulations. But we'll just have to wait and look for a better, cleaner setup on Alibaba. Caterpillar had this nice strong close above the 200. It would have been a nice trade. I looked at this, but I decided not to take it because the RSI was too high for me to get in it that day. So that's my filter. I like to take long trades between 50 and 60. Sometimes I'll stretch it out to 61 or 62, but not often. At the time this triggered, it was, I can't remember, 66 or 67. So it was just too high. And sometimes even those high ones, they just keep going. But for my filter, it didn't work. So I'd like to see Caterpillar get back into the value zone, possibly test that 200 today. That might, set up a better risk to reward entry for me on Caterpillar. Holy smokes. Canopy Growth. They did have some news with their CEO, I think, being let go. Well, this is interesting. We see the previous low back here, and then we tested it again, and then we tested it again. And each time we make this low, the depths of the MACD bars, see how this was, the MACD bars are down, they're very deep. The next time they were not as deep. The next time they were non-existent, and we had a moving average crossover. This is one heck of a V1, isn't it? It's actually a V2, right? Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 closes above. But technically this is a V1, so it negates this V2, but it does look like it at the same time. So would I be interested in this trade? Probably not here, and I'll tell you why. The RSI is at 45.77. We're probably going to run into some resistance at the 50 RSI above us. Not for sure, but there's a good likelihood. So if I take it here, based upon my 50 RSI profit target, it's going to be about here. If I'm wrong, this would be probably the legitimate stop right here, halfway of this bar. So this doesn't make sense to me right here, right now. It doesn't mean it still can't go up, but always look at the risk to reward ratios before you enter trade. Even if the trade looks really great, look at the reward ratio. And if there's resistance above you, whether it's moving average or RSI, you have to factor that in. So based upon that, I am going to pass on this trade because the 50 RSI is probably somewhere up in here, and it only gives me a small amount of theoretical profit. And the correct place for a stop would be a close below here. So it doesn't make sense. Cisco. We made this high. We came back into the value zone, but I did not get a V1 or V2 entry, so nothing on Cisco. The Dow is moving up nicely. We're right up against that third ATR channel. We're at a 70.19 RSI. If it can close above 70, that will be good for the market, but nothing there today. Here's an example back here on the 6th of June, where there was a better risk to reward ratio. Buying the DDM over the 200-day, keeping it over the 200-day on a closing basis is a good peg tested method, and then selling it if it closes below the 200. That is a good quantified long-term back tested approach with DDM. So I did buy it back here when we closed above the 200-day. I'm going to stay in this as long as it stays above the 200. I'm going to get out if it closes below. You can see it stayed up above the 200 the entire time. That's why I kept it. I just kept phasing. I phased out, phased out, phased out, moved sidewards, didn't phase out, phased out, phased out, phased out, and then I ran out of shares up here. So I did get close to the high. So this was a nice trade, but nothing on DDM today. Walt Disney. Well, we are currently above the 1 ATR channel. That is positive. We're at a 64 RSI, so there's really nothing here today. This is a good example of a previous trade we took where we have a V2, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 closes above day 1. It's a nice valid V2. We also went under the channel, closed back in the channel. That's also positive. And this was a great trade. From here, we scaled out up to about here. I was looking for a pullback. It came, but I didn't get another V1, V2 entry to get me back in. But that's how it goes sometimes. Etsy, we talked about that. That's the one that I have the $55 put that I sold on. But as far as entering a new position here today, no. Ford. Well, we made this new high. I was waiting for it to come back into the value, for the bars to settle down, to narrow, look for a V1, V2 back up, but didn't get it. This technically is a V2. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 looks like it's going to close above, but I have one rule on that day 1 bar. If it's larger than 1 ATR, I'm not going to tell it, just buy it, because it means a lot of supply came in. From here to here, from here to here is 1 ATR. You can see this bar was almost 2 ATRs. So nothing on Ford today. Facebook is moving on up. Looks like currently it's going to, at this moment, looks like it's close above the third ATR channel, but nothing there. 5. This did have a nice close back above the 200, but again, my profit target on this, because we were under 30, would have been close to a 50. We hit 50 intraday and we closed back below, so I didn't take it. Next day it came back down, so that was a good idea, and now it's right back about where it was, so nothing here. Golds have this huge move. We did have a pullback. I was waiting for a pullback into the value zone to get long. It didn't give it to me. It did create a V2 yesterday, but at too high of levels. I would much rather buy these dips back in the value zone. You can see we did go long gold back here on May 30th when we had a fractal. Here's a high with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. Also at the same time, we had a 520 EMA crossover. That's another good back tested signal, long-term trading approach on gold. So the more signals you can get, the better. Triggered the fractal, had the 520 cross. It triggered the fractal inside the value zone. And so we rode this up from here up to here. It was a good trade. So nothing on gold. Google, we talked about that with the 1030 SMA. Again, we have to watch this at the end of the day. If this closes below the 200-day, I'm going to go ahead and just lock in the profits. Friday, if it closes back above, I will re-enter. But I don't like that it's rejected that 200 at this point. Okay, Goldman Sachs. So nothing today. Just to give you an example of previous trades, I did take the long position on Goldman Sachs back here on the 27th of June. Why did I do it? We closed under the 200-day, back over the 200-day. That was one signal. And the same day, we also triggered a fractal. Here's the high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. So I had two buy signals here. If I was wrong, a close back under the 200, I would have gotten out for a quick loss, a small loss, but it did go our way. We phased out of 3 profit targets. I think 2 more the next day to the upside. Yesterday, we closed back under the 70 RSI. So we tested over the 70, closed back under. That was my sell signal, but nice profit that we locked in from here up to here to there. So it was only a 3-day trade, but it was like a 3% move. So that was really great. IBB, boy, it's pretty strong. I could have bought this here at the close above the 200-day moving average. I did not take this, but it has moved up from there. I wouldn't be buying it here. We did buy it back here when we had a 520 cross, and then I got out a couple days later when we rejected the 200-day. So sometimes we have month trades, sometimes we have a 1-day trades. Probably averages 3, 4, 5 days, but nothing on IBB today. Intel rejected that 200, closed back below. Looks like it's trying to poke its head back above today. I'm not going to buy it because of this big bar here. Russell, we did hit 1 profit target today. We took that on the 1050 cross. This is a long-term robot trade, so as long as it continues to move up, I'll keep it till I run out of shares, or if the 10 crosses back below the 50, I will get out of the position. Coca-Cola, like I mentioned, we're going to have to watch this at the end of the day. We did hit 1 profit target, but if it closes back into the previous range, so essentially if it closes below 52.20, I'll just go ahead and get out of that and call it a good 2-day trade. Lockheed Martin is continuing to move up strongly. It's a 71.79 RSI. If I was in this trade, I would hold this as long as it closed above 70. If it closed below 70, I would go ahead and get out. But I don't like to buy up in these areas. I like to buy in the value zone because the easiest movement comes from the value zone to the 3rd ATR channel, or from the value zone down to the negative 3rd ATR channel. So you can see we had a really nice trade back here on May 29th. V1, we made a higher high, we came into the value zone, we moved sideways, we stabbed down, reversed, triggered us into the V1 trade. Here's day 1, day 2, day 2 closes back above day 1, and you can see this was a nice, easy, beautiful trade right up to about here, but I haven't re-entered since then. MasterCard breaking out again. It's too high for me to buy here, but just to show you some previous trades, we did short MasterCard on the 10th of June. We went up, we hit the 70 RSI intraday. We closed below 70 RSI. We went above the 3rd ATR channel. We closed below the 3rd ATR channel. So I had 2 short sell signals. I did short here. I phased out all the way back down to here, and I re-entered long here because, again, a V1 or a V2. We moved up, we moved down, back into the value zone, we moved sideways, and this is where the V2 triggered. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 closes above day 1, and immediately went our way. We got out of about 50% of our position up here, came back down here for about break even on the remaining 50, but nice profitable trade, but I didn't have a V1 or V2 to get me back in. 3M, nothing on 3M. Merck having a huge day. I did not take this V1. Obviously, I wish I would have, but nice movement up back into the value zone, V1 entry, and it's moved nicely from there. How we doing on time? All right, so 16 minutes. Microsoft doing well, but nothing there. Netflix, nothing there, although it's moving nicely. Nike, it's been all over the place, under the 200, over the 200, test the 200, but it has a nice move up again today, but I wouldn't be buying there. Philip Morris. Well. It looks like I will be buying Philip Morris today with the break above the 200-day moving average. So that's above the 50. It's above the, it's above the 200. It's above the 50 RSI. It's not overbought there, so it gives me a small loss if I'm wrong with the close back below the 200. So quickly, let me just do my numbers real quick on Philip Morris. All right, so 5, okay. All right, so Philip Morris is a potential here at the end of the day with this nice strong break above the 200 coming from a higher low. RSI is not overbought, so that does look pretty decent. PayPal, we have that. We hit one profit target. Qs, nothing there today. We did buy the Qs back here. Mechanical, when we went under the 200, back over the 200. It's a good quantified approach, staying in the Qs when it's over the 200, getting out of the Qs when it's under the 200. We did buy there. It stayed above the 200, so we stayed in it and phased. And we phased out all the way here, went sideways. We phased out some more here, went sideways, and got out of all the position on the July 1st here. So that was a great trade. Silver, nothing on silver. SPY, we're going to buy that at the end of the day. Squares hanging above the 200, but nothing really there. Double leverage SSO, very, very high up there, above the 200, above the 30 ATR channel, above the 70 RSI. We did buy this back down here, just to give you an example of another trade. When we went below the third ATR channel, closed above. We went under the 30 RSI, closed above. That was my buy signal. If it closed back below here, I'd get out for a small loss. If it ran, I would keep it, and it's exactly what happened. It ran, phased out, till about here, got out. AT&T, nothing there today. Bonds, I did have that short on bonds. Did not go my way, but I did get out yesterday, and good thing I did, right? Tesla had a big day. They had some news out. Although it is closed, it looks like it's going to close lower than the open. Natural gas, nothing on natural gas. Oil, rebounding a little bit today from the big move down yesterday. Dollar moving sidewards. VIX is up, nothing there. Visa. VIX, we're at a 29.32. If VIX does close back above the 30, I will go ahead and enter a small position on VIX. I did enter it long position back here because of the China talks with the president of the United States and China. Took a very, very small position as a little insurance. Went against me. I would have held it if it would have stayed up into the third ATR channel. I got out. Luckily, I did because it moved back down. But I am looking at this again today. We'll see where it closes. Verizon, we talked about Verizon. We are long. If it closed back down here, I would add my second half of position. But right now, it's not much different than where I bought it. So I'll just keep the half position if that's the case. Energy, a little bit of a rally today, but nothing there. Finances, Mount Doji, we're up again. Did it test the 70 RSI? No, it did not. It looks like it's closing. It's not closing below the previous day's low. So Mount Doji had a really nice trade in this. Congratulations, buddy. Real estate. Woo, big strong day today. Big strong day today. Nothing there. Utilities did have this V2. I was thinking about that. I actually bought Verizon instead, but this was the stronger move. So, but here we move up, we move into value, we move sideways, we spike down, we reverse, we create a V2, and that has moved up nicely. And then healthcare, that's moved up nicely too. So let me quickly take a look here. Let's see. So Philip Morris, I am going to buy a full position here at the end of the day. VIX, I'm going to watch to see if it closes over the 30 RSI. So really, the only thing that looks actually even halfway decent at the moment for sure is the Philip Morris trade. So I'll watch that at the end of the day. Google, like I said, if this closes under the 200-day, I'm going to have to just go ahead, lock in that one-day profit because of the rejection of the 200. IWM, we're fine. That's a long-term crossover. Coca-Cola, if it closes under 52.50, I'm going to go ahead and lock that in because it tested the previous high. And if it closes below, it rejected. So it would be a false breakout to the downside. So we'll just have to watch that. That's really going to be on the button. PayPal is doing great. Nothing really that we have to do there. SPY did place my market on close order, so this will buy automatically at the end of the day, which is nice. And then Verizon, we still have that half position. So down a little bit and was down much more earlier, so that's good. So really the only thing today is the VIX if it closes above 30 or Philip Morris. Hey, Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. I know everyone's super stoked when you show up. And hey, I got your email, but I didn't see the attached. I didn't see the attachment that you were talking about. So oh, I was just sending you the screenshot. I don't think I can share the book. Oh, yeah. Oh, now I got it. Okay, I didn't see it before. Sorry. No coffee today, Steve. The water in my house is off because of the neighborhood, so I'm a little off. No coffee this morning, so it's kind of dangerous. Can't do regular, normal things. All right, but I'll look at that. I'll look at that as soon as the market closes. But congratulations on that. That's really great. Okay. Yeah, that was just the email. Oh, okay. Hey everybody, if you're not familiar with Steve Burns, he's a famous author, writer, trader, educator, such a great guy. Do yourself a favor, go over to his Twitter page. I'll just put this over here quickly. It's at @SJosephBurns on Twitter. He does great posts every day. He has such great information. It's going to make you a much better trader if you just read everything that he posts for a week. I guarantee you it's going to make a difference in your thinking on trading. So I really suggest that you go to @SJosephBurns. And then also he has a great website. Also has a lot of great information. He has some good e-courses. He has a 3-time-a-week analysis of the market, which I watch every single time he does it. So it's www.newtraderu.com. So I highly recommend checking out his website, and then for sure subscribing to his YouTube or his Twitter, which is @SJosephBurns. So, all right, so let's get back to business. Man, I'll tell you, without this coffee, I'm having a harder time navigating around here. Steve says, Larry Height's new book reinforces everything from my New Trader, Rich Trader book. It was surreal reading his new book. Larry Height is worth $100 million. So, yeah, that sounds like a really good new book. And I think he says some really good, kind words about Steve in there as well. So let's look for that. Steve maybe can remind us when that comes out. All right. So, does look like Google's kind of on the chopping block for me today because it's rejecting that 200. IWM is fine. Coca-Cola does look like it's closing under. So we may have a little housekeeping to do here at the end of the day, everybody. And then Philip Morris looks like we're going to buy that. Wow. Having a nice day today. I'll tell you that. I'm grateful for that. Always grateful. Always grateful if I even make $1. All right, so we've got 5 minutes. Google does look like it's on the chopping block. KO does look like it's on the chopping block. Verizon is fine. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy my Philip Morris position right here. This is going to be a full position. Nice strong close above the 200 day.
Order partially filled.
All right.
Order filled. Order partially filled.
All right. So we got filled
Order
at
filled.
80.56. All right, so real quickly, if we have a close below the 200, I will get out. We're at a 57.34 RSI. My target now will be a 70 RSI to the upside, and if it moves up, I'll phase out up to 70. If it rejects the 70, I'll exit the position. If it closes under, I will go ahead and get out. So big gains, small losses, that's the key. As a trader, your main focus is managing risks and trading your process. It's not to make money. If you focus on that, you will make money, but too many people just focus on the money. Focus on the process. All right, unless Google has some big miracle here. Coca-Cola's right there, isn't it? PayPal, big strong day. All right.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Take care of some option stuff over here.
Order partially filled.
Okay.
Order filled.
Looks like Google is, we're going to have to get rid of Google, but that was a nice trade, 1 day trade. If it closes back above the 30 in the future, the 200, I will just go ahead.
Order filled.
So I'm just going to lock in that 1 day trade on Google and a couple accounts here.
Order filled.
Okay, Google's gone. Google's gone. Coca-Cola. Let's take a look back at the VIX. Nope. All right, so Google's gone. IWM's fine. I have a market on close order to buy the SPY. And Coca-Cola is really going to be the close one here. So I'm going to get it queued up. I'll do my best. But sometimes when it's right on the bubble, there's not much you can do. All right, let's take a look. Is it going to close over? We don't know. Currently it's under. I'm going to go ahead and just take it off.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order partially filled.
Okay.
Order filled. Order can partially filled. Order partially filled.
Okay, and we did get filled on the S&P.
Order cancelled.
For the day at, This is one of those times where you did not want to get out at the open, right? But that's just how it goes. But it was still a nice trade.
Order canceled.
And we'll just put in our entry here. Overnight 290, 298.80. 298.80 is our new entry on the SPY. So just real quickly, Google, we did get out. It rejected the 200-day, so that was a nice one-day trade. IBM hit one profit target. That's moving up nicely. Coca-Cola did close below the 20, so that was a nice 2-day trade. PayPal, one profit
Order
target,
canceled.
strong move up. SPY bought there at the end, and then Visa exactly even. So anyway, really nice trade today, or really nice day today. Nice. I did make a new high today for the year in the account, which I'm very, very grateful for. So, all right, listen, if anybody has any questions now that the market's closed, please type them in the chat. I'm very happy to clarify anything that possibly you didn't understand that I went through today. Without the coffee, I would imagine that was not as clear today, but who knows. But before I do, I just want to put in a quick little plug for myself, let everyone know that I do offer private teaching and mentoring and training lessons in the evening time via Skype. So, if you want to schedule an appointment with me on Skype, please let me know. Just send me an email. It's in the description of this video, or send me a message on Twitter. I really like to teach. I feel like I do a good job with it. I have had really good results with my clients, but some of them have come to me literally just broken. And, we have our sessions, we go through, I really turn around their thinking and try to break them of their bad habits, and now they're profitable traders. They can hardly believe it. So I do have good results with my clients. And so if that's of interest, let me know, reach out to me. It generally starts just with a free phone call, just to get to know each other a little bit better. I'd like to know more about you, why you got into trading, how you're trading, what your challenges are, and really what your goals are. And then I'll put together a personalized trading approach plan for you to help you reach those goals. So if that's of interest, please reach out to me. And then also, if you if you like this channel, if you like the content, if you're learning something, if you're becoming a better trader, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you could please hit that thumbs up button, it really does help me get the channel out there to more people, because then Google and YouTube promotes it more, puts it out. And there's a lot of people out there that are really struggling with trading. They don't know these basic rules that we follow. If you've been watching this channel for a while, they're probably becoming pretty normal to you now. They seem like common sense, but a lot of people do not know these things. So help me share this channel, tell people about it, maybe share it on social media, tell your trading friends about it. But help me grow this channel, and let's help as many people as we can. All right. Well, I'm surprised that we had so many viewers today. That's great. Because of the time mix up, I thought, I don't know if anyone's even going to be on. I might just be here talking to myself, but I'm glad you guys are on. Mount Doji says, have a great 4th, everyone. I'm out till Friday. Okay, sounds good, Mount Doji. Good seeing you. Congratulations on your XLF trade. That's been a great trade. I think we've all been watching that. So if there's any questions, let me know. Hey, one thing I do want to mention, with the 4th of July tomorrow, hope everyone has a really good time. But, the 4th of July is the day when the most pets are lost because of the fireworks. So, if you have pets, please, 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 be aware that your animal, your dogs, any of your animals can get really scared by these fireworks. Make sure, they're secure, so when they get scared, they can't run out. There's so many poor dogs that get scared by these fireworks and then get lost, possibly hit, run over. It's horrible for the dog. It's horrible for the family. So just make sure they're secure. And enjoy the fireworks, but just make sure the dog, you're with the dog, or they're totally secure so they can't run away. So, Anyway, just wanted to mention that. And then I also wanted to mention on a daily basis, please go out, do something nice for someone, open the door, give them a smile, say hello, give them a wave. May make an important difference in that person's day that day. And they may go on to have a better day, and they may go and pay it forward to someone else. So just something I like to say every day. It's free, and it will make you feel better as well. So tomorrow, the market is closed for the 4th, so we're not going to be around, obviously. But I will be back on Friday. So, if you guys can make it on Friday during the last hour of the market, this will be the regular time of the market. So not the shortened time like it was today. So, okay, anyone have any questions at all? Steve says, honored to have the kind words by Larry Hite. Yeah, of course. I mean, anytime someone like Larry Hite gives you some kind words and reinforces what you're doing in the trading world, I mean, that's awesome. It's like Michael Jordan saying, hey, you're really coming along in your basketball game. All right, well, it doesn't look like I have any questions today. So listen, have a great 4th. Have a good time with your family. Be safe. Please take care of your pets. Make sure they're safe. And if you have any questions that you weren't able to put in today, feel free to email them or send me a message on Twitter, and I'll be happy to try to get back and explain your question. So, all right, everybody, I guess that's it. Thank you for showing up today early, and have a good 4th, and I will see you on Friday during the last hour of the market. Take care, everyone.
U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.